So for the 24th, for the Yule Craft divination or charms, I am doing a little bit of a charm or like warding type craft. So I am actually Russian. I was adopted from Russia when I was like 1 month old. And so I am trying to get kind of into the Russian heritage more. I've always been interested, but I definitely, around this time of the year, for some reason, I just really feel connected with Slavic ancestry, and I just always feel like winter is just, that's the time of the year for Russians. So let me turn myself around here. So also, I have a very pesky spirit right now that is trying to follow me home from the Elms, which is where I work, and we have a lot of spirits over there, but most of the time, as I've said in other videos, they're really good about just kind of leaving us alone. But this spirit is not friendly, and he resides in the one room, and it's always the room that we have the most issues with, like with the door locking by itself. We also keep like beads outside of the door so that when a service is going on, we know not to go in there. And those beads are always swinging aggressively by themselves. And there's no air conditioning vent like right there that would be causing that. And so I don't necessarily feel like it's just a spirit playing with the beads like nonstop. I definitely feel like a spirit would have something better to do than just sit there and play like a cat with the beads all day long. But I definitely feel like there's some kind of energy portal that is like right there, and it's causing, I don't know, causing that to happen. And that room, it just, especially recently, it's just felt really dark. Like it's just, and he stands in the corner. I know which corner he stands in. And he's just there. Like I can't see him, but I can feel him, and I can just tell where his energy is coming from. And now he's been trying to follow me home because the other night, my mom's dog, who never growls at anybody, never, doesn't have a mean bone in her body. I was walking to the bathroom, and all of a sudden she turns and she just starts growling at me, and like she's looking behind me as if she can like see something. And then the minute I go into the bathroom, I like turn and I can feel him on my left side, which is always where I feel him, is on the left side of my body, as if he's like just like breathing in my ear. Like that's what it feels like. It just like someone has invaded my space. And I'm like, no. I have not welcomed him into the space. He's not allowed to be here, but yet he's trying to, and I don't think it's become an attachment. I just think he wants that. And so he's trying, and he's following me home. And usually I try to be on top of warding the house and stuff. And I did ward the one time since I've been here, just because we were feeling some negativity, and like it was actually, whatever it was smelling up the house. And I'm wondering if it's the same darn spirit. But we cleansed, we smudged, we warded the windows, like we did sound music and like healing and all that, and it seemed to work. But this go around, I think I'm going to do a ritualistic bath, as well as cleanse and ward everything, and make these little witch protection balls from my Slavic heritage. And I'm hoping to maybe ask my Russian ancestors, because I know I have some, if they would be willing to step in and help. I have not totally worked with them. Like I've talked to them before, but I've never really like seriously worked with them. So I will definitely have to get an offering of some sort to set out for them, in hopes that they will give me the time of day. And they may not want to step in for this one, since I haven't spent tons of time with them. And that's okay. I mean, these things take time. You can't just ask somebody out of thin air for a bunch of help and like hardly have a relationship with them. I know that's not how it works. I've been in communication with them before, but it's just not as like ongoing as I would like it to be. So that's another thing this year that I would love to work on even more, is to connect better with my Russian ancestors. Because of course I live in America, And so I don't really get a lot of the heritage a whole lot, but it's definitely something that I feel a passion for. And I do have some like Russian stuff. Like I have my Nitruska dolls that I'm okay with house spirits kind of hiding out in, or I would like to in this next year work with servitors a little bit more. There's a couple of different servitors that I would really like to create and make and take care of. And so I think the Nitruska dolls would be a good place to house them as well. So, but yeah, this pesky dude has got to go. And so I am making them for all four corners of the house. We're going to paint some Russian symbolism on there as well for protection. And then I have a whole bunch of herbs that are in Slavic paganism that are all for protection and like strength and just good energy. So, and I got tourmaline because I really like that as far as protection goes, and so we will be using that as well in each of the witch balls. So you will see my crafting as it goes along throughout this video. So come with me and enjoy. Oh, and also I have to share, because I did splurge and get this really awesome, super cool crystal that, oh, that's my singing bowl. I've never seen one of these before, but I was drawn to it and I picked it up, and the energy has got some mojo. It is strong, and it is an Aurora Spellnite? Spellnite? Yeah, okay. Probably butchering it, but I've been looking for a skull crystal because usually they're either like really super expensive or I just don't feel like super drawn to it. And so I've been on the lookout for like a crystal I've actually felt like really connected to that's a skull, and this one is beautiful. Look at it. It's got like these crystals inside of it, and it's like, it is lovely. And so I'm pretty excited to add this to my collection. So I did splurge on that and get it today because I really wanted it. And I also got another little heart smoky quartz because I currently cannot find any of my smoky quartz, and so I got a palm stone, which I really like palm stones too. And smoky quartz is my favorite crystal out of like all of them. I also like velvet malachite just because of how shiny and green and emeraldy it is, but smoky quartz has always been like one I've been drawn to just because it's for protection and it really does a good job with just kind of keeping negativity away. And so I got another one of those. So now I will get on with the video with the crafting and making these wards. And today is also Saturday, so this is great because Saturday and Tuesdays are great for banishing. And we are definitely banishing this son of a gun out of here. So come along with me. Okay, so here are all of our ingredients that we're going to be putting into our witch balls, which I got these witch balls at Michael's. They're literally like glass balls that you can put things inside. I will be making 4 of them for each corner of the house. I have tourmaline, which is really great for protection and getting rid of negative energy. I have poppy seeds, and all of these herbs are found within Slavic paganism and culture. Things that people used to use to, you know, protect themselves from negativity. I also really just love using poppy seeds as well. So it was funny to see that poppy is kind of a big deal in like the Slavic culture because it was already something I was using anyway. And so it's really great for abundance and love, which is definitely what I want to bring back into this house. I also feel like it was good for like protection as well, but maybe not. Birch bark was one that was mentioned. It's all about purity and strength and protection and preserving like well-being, and so we definitely want to bring that back into the house. And it's also good for cleansing and yeah, protection, exorcism, all the good stuff. So we will be using that. Raspberry leaf, which I was excited to find because that is also really great for banishing things. So rosemary, I just added, I got this the other day for another spell, but rosemary is just, it's one of the top ones that you use for just cleansing and protection. Like it's a really great herb for that. Wormwood, which is, I was also excited to find because that was listed on here as well. Really great for protection and banishing. I'm putting a candy cane in there just because peppermint and mint is also a good thing to put in there for cleansing. Salt, of course. Any kind of salt is going to be a protective type thing to put in there. Garlic. Garlic is really good at getting rid of nasty energies and entities. It'll also, you know, repel humans as well if you eat too much and not brush your teeth. So, and then of course nettle. Nettle is one that is just great to have around. I love having nettle on hand at like all times because it is really great. It's a little bit, it packs a little bit more of a punch than rosemary, I feel like. So it will ward off like the evil, like it says on here, and helps remove curses. So if anybody's got, you know, maybe some bad energy on you, that nettle is a good thing to use. Juniper, I don't know why, but I love juniper. So I was also excited to see juniper is great for cleansing and protection and purification. So, and I already really love juniper, so I am adding this in there as well. And then the last thing was yarrow. This was also on the list that I'd written down from a book. The book that I got all these from is Baba Yaga's like Book of Spells or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to double check the title of it and I'll put it somewhere. But all of these herbs were listed and mentioned. And then my camera keeps saying it doesn't have memory, but I know it does. Okay, so what I was saying is the last thing I'm going to add in here is some cedar sage. That's what I'm going to use to cleanse out the bulbs before I put all the stuff in there and before I paint them. So yeah. And then also I got different colors of paints that are very specific to like Russian symbolism as well. So each color is good for something. White is obviously really great for purifying and protection. I got a dark blue for protection as well. Light brown is all about kind of the blessings from the earth. So I think I'm also going to get some soil from outside to put in these as well. Red is one of the most powerful colors used in Russian symbolism. It is great for protection and strength and love, and it's probably one of the colors that is used the absolute most. And then purple I got for purity and purity of the divine. So bringing in that divine positive energy is kind of what we're going for. So those are the colors I will be using to paint the symbolism. And I will show you the symbolism and tell you what they are as well. So I'll see you in a bit. like to sit with each herb or each thing that I'm putting into the witch's ball and just meditate with everything and really put my intentions into everything. I mean, obviously each of these things already have natural properties, but just putting that extra intention in there before putting them in, I think is also really helpful. So I'll do this with everything that I'm going to be putting in this ward little charm. Here's that book I was talking about, the Baba Yaga's Book of Witchcraft by Madame Panita. I really like this book. It goes through each section of different things that are important in Russian, like culture and Slavic paganism. So like this is where I'm getting a lot of the designs from, as far as like what each one means. And so these are technically supposed to be like stitched into things, but they're symbols all the same. So I will be using those. And then also there's another book I was pulling from, but this is just my journal. And it has also some protective symbols and things as well from different like gods and as well. So I will be pulling from this as well. So here we go.